America. You're with the messenger. So I thought tonight I would show America how you speak to an entire country in a crisis after all the news you heard today. Now let's start off with the Senate, Dr. Fauci speaking to the Senate on his research and his findings. So when they put Dr. Fauci as a researcher in the coronavirus task force, he was an expert. Okay, America? He's a fucking expert in the game for 30 years. They did not treat him with that respect. Fauci stayed humble. As they accused him of being so-called the end-all, Dr. Fauci again stated, "I don't claim to know it all. I'm a scientist. I've been given a task that has taken 82,000 American lives to research and try to find a vaccine and or treatment or physical therapy treatment. Same thing with the gentleman behind the vaccine, research of vaccines, fired. Now we have a president on the verge, a president on the verge of completely burning a country because what he calls a phase 4 reopening plan has been rushed. America, this is how you speak to the American people, and I'm going to show you how you do it. Tonight we need to realize across this country that this is no longer a matter of politics, no longer a matter of economics. This is a game that for several hundred years they should have told you this is how it's played. And for several hundred years the people should have done something about it. So what you're hearing about America, which is being called the resistance and conspiracy, they're no longer conspiracy theories, and it's not and the resistance is simply this. The resistance is about a new world in which rational thinking, science, and human health and public health is the order of the day, and everybody has work. And if you don't want to work, there's plans for you. It's not killing people, it's not enslaving people. It's to a point where you see an entire country. Everybody's got something to do. Everybody has a responsibility. That's the new world. Equal opportunity employment. What you have now isn't equal opportunity employment. What you have now is a Congress and government that's willing to go the extra mile to silence every American in this country, with the bill being passed and what's supposed to be passed in the Republican Party on web browsing spies. They're going to spy on everybody's browser because of Trump, who you're still supporting, saying, oh, he's doing the best he can, he's just stressed out. No, America, he's not. And you need to start realizing the examples being shown to you each and every day of your life. Each and every day of your life, your president is making sales across the fucking globe of PPE. Your president is not answering one question on behalf of the American people. What you saw yesterday was some conservative idiot walking away from extremely intelligent women because he doesn't believe women are intelligent, and two, he doesn't believe women should be in any position of employment. This man is holding back an entire country that is more than capable of reaching the new world and the idea of the resistance of philosophers, visionaries, engineers, people of economics and defense, science and technology. This is what the world should be worried about. You all should be worried about it. The fact that medical experts are not being called medical experts, they're being called know-it-alls, and not have had one break and have been allowed to do anything on behalf of finding a vaccine or some kind of therapy for this virus. A fucking government that is more worried about filling Senate seats and all this unnecessary rhetoric being told to us. We're being forced back into job positions with no liability and no PPE. Not equipping one state. Oh, wait a minute. The Republican states are being equipped with $1.6 billion aid packages. That $11 billion, America, that's going to the Republican states. That's going to states Trump's favors. Because he now, in the West Wing, has reorganized and redesigned the entire West Wing to obey Trump. That is what's going on. So I ask the American people, what are you going to do? Here's what you can do. If you have every opportunity to do anything at all, to be part of the resistance in thinking rationally and wanting better for this country and your children's country, then please come to the realization that you staying silent and just supporting this man in every one of his decisions, that's not for the country. That's not bettering the country. That's pushing it more towards an autocratic tyranny in which if Trump says it, it's going to be done. If you speak against Trump, you're going to get consequences. If you have something opposite or against what he says, that's what this man is more worried about. You have a president in America that is spending more time worried about his election and his votes and the public sectors, and you're dealing with a massive lab virus that has taken out an entire country, 3 cities already. So America, to speak on what needs to be done and how it's supposed to be done, here it is. Any leader at any moment in time would take a look at the situation. Now we're going to reopen. This is what we do, state by state. If there's anybody out there that is against saving our country, there will be consequences. If you're going to protest masks, there will be consequences. I'm not playing games because I'm the leader of an entire country of 730 million Americans. One by one, Mr. President, there's no time. Says who? I'm the leader. I'm the President of the United States, and every single American life will be accounted for. Every corporation will make for sure that each and every employee will be safe when they go back into their jobs. Every single American will have access to adequate testing, and we will log these tests, and we will make sure that we are contact tracing each and every one of these tests all the way back. That is a president. What you are seeing on that television almost every other day is not a president. He's an actor, a celebrity, who's only interested in orchestrating a theater to make sure that you have his vote on November 3rd. That is wrong, and that is no way, shape, or form what we should be focused on. Them and the American people should be focused on what is the best alternative. What is the best action? Not sending 90 billion plus children to public school systems with teachers that are in their 40s and 50s, putting them at risk so we can send their parents back to work to make sure they're paying their congressional Senate seats, their government. That is not how this situation is supposed to go, and I'm speaking to right-winging commenters that think that, oh, this is okay because we're America. This is not okay, and this is not American. Talking about, oh, the policy and the Constitution. They have not gone by the Constitution since the 1920s. During the Dust Bowl era, every American shall be accounted for. When they left billions of migrators from the western hemisphere of this country, western part of the country, across the California desert, and left each and every American citizen in poverty to die in the middle of a fucking desert in 1927. And they've been migrating up until 1933. Doing the same exact shit they did 60, 70 plus years ago. All the victims of the Spanish flu, the American people let them die. The American government let them die. Just to let everybody know exactly who is supposed to be the leadership of our country. Spent more time orchestrating Trump's coronavirus briefings than making sure those ventilators they so-called sent worked. Making sure Jared cock-sucking Kushner is not jipping every single shipment to every state, but he was commandeering all of the equipment and making sure that it was properly dispensed to every state equally. They were locked up in federal warehouses and still sitting there, being sold to other countries. America, what I wanted to say to the people this evening, take it seriously. You go out, especially in low income and working class cities with a lot of people in them, which are usually overpopulated, put a mask on. Because we just might beat you to death. It's not a hoax. The president who keeps saying on that podium every single time he speaks the same thing is not being done. That's the hoax. Not a sickness that just wiped out 81,000 Americans in 2 months, going on 3 now. That's what's going on. Silencing medical experts. Trying to pivot the media to distract you from the real problem here. And the real problem is a national crisis. And in this country, an apocalyptic situation that could blow at any moment if we are not careful. Listen to our experts is what the Americans should be doing and what your leader should be telling you. And doing the same exact thing he's telling the American people to do, because that's what a president does. It's a leader. A leader shows examples of leadership. A leader speaks to the people, and they are in awe when they hear it. At this level right now, we should have that leader sweating and spitting into the microphone to keep his people motivated, strong, and making sure the Americans are clear. The clarity, transparency, but that's not what he's doing, and I wanted to point that out to the American people tonight. This is how a leader speaks to his people. Clarity and 110% attention. Inviting criticism. Critique me. Because America, I'm not saying I'm a leader. I'm not a politician. I'm not a college educated. I'm not even a high school educated individual. Certificate speaking. I've been on stage. I've spoken, I've sang, I've rapped on stages, I've done all the music, I've played for people, I've played to audiences of 500-600 plus people. There's not even one bit of showmanship in your president. So America, listen to your experts. Fauci this afternoon was right. We are way too early, and now that we do have to go back and pay our bills and make sure our lives are straight, make sure you're going into your job positions with the accurate amount of personal protective equipment. And if you can maintain 6 feet, do it. It's just logic. If you can't, wear the mask. But America, if you really want your country, change your thinking, get your information that you're comfortable getting, and where you get it, you're comfortable and you are absolutely sure that this information is understandable. And I wish everybody a great evening. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get rest up and go do what we all got to do each and every day. And I wish that the American people stay in good health, stay calm, stay strong. Now you have seen in the past 2 weeks especially the truth of your American government. Join the resistance in thinking rationally. Freedom of information. Knowledge is an addiction that is acceptable. You can never get enough knowledge. True education is what you want to learn. And if you need to learn it, an open mind is a lot easier to work with when you're retrieving your knowledge. Peace and love, folks.